please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Thank you to Joseph, and thank you to Ms. Dwyer and the wonderful choir. Welcome. We welcome all of you to this convocation ceremony, investing ceremony for the class of 2024. We especially, obviously, welcome senior parents and other guests who've come to observe this ritual for the great class of 2024. This afternoon, we're celebrating our 76 seniors and the leadership we are confident they will evidence as the senior class. A time-honored Randy tradition, today we present special vests to our seniors that are symbolic of the privileges and responsibilities that are now invested in them as student leaders. As an early childhood through 12th grade school, it is critical that our younger students have someone to look up to. That is the nature of these vests and what they represent. And so we have our underclassmen, many of them in the audience as well, to see the path ahead. To the seniors this afternoon, we hope this is the start of a great senior year for you. We want you to work in partnership as student leaders with us. We want to receive feedback and we want to make improvements. We are developing new programs like the Bloomberg Finance course and some extracurriculars, and we have other plans you'll be hearing about over the course of the year. We want you to take care of these beautiful spaces and our campus. We want you to treat all of those on campus with dignity and respect. We want you to enjoy all the privileges you have earned and also the responsibility that comes with those privileges. We ask you to be attentive to your own health and to the health of others, physical and mental. We live in community, and the vests are a visible reminder of that fact. They're also a sign and symbol of our diversity that we take great pride of at Randy. You are all very, very different, but you all wear the same vests. We want you to work closely with the adults who will help you to shape your senior year and set your course to college and beyond. Mr. Parker, whom you've just met in the last week or so, Ms. Patient, Ms. Curry, Mr. DiGiovanni, who is your advisor. They want nothing more than your success, and you should see them, along with your parents, as invaluable resources. Over 60 years ago, our founder, Russell Randy, dedicated himself to opening a small school in Rumson. It was dedicated toward liberal arts and an education of a high quality for students in Monmouth County. It opened with about 12 students in a ranch house in Rumson. Now we have 770 students on this beautiful campus. The programs have grown and flourished, but that is the origin of the school. We're very proud of this class and all you've accomplished already. Relative to some of our recent classes, you are small. But as the saying goes, great things come in small packages. You are small, but you are mighty. You brought tremendous energy to the upper school. As you start your senior year, I hope you'll be part of this great legacy and focus on enhancing that, and I know Mr. Parker will speak about that in a moment. We hope that in some small ways, or maybe bigger ways, this year will be transformative for you as you prepare for college and life beyond. Transformation, by definition, is not always painless. At times it'll be demanding, at times messy. Transformation carries worry along with joy, frustration along with happiness. That is almost the definition of what it means to have a great education. And now it's a pleasure for me to begin the vesting ceremony with the vesting of our new upper school head, Mr. Ted Parker. I've had an opportunity to introduce Ted to a number of audiences, and I want to just briefly introduce him today. I know the seniors have already met him and the underclassmen. Mr. Parker comes to us from the King School in Stamford, Connecticut, where he served most recently as associate head of upper school and in several other administrative roles over the course of his long career there. He began his career at Portsmouth Abbey School, a boarding school in Newport, Rhode Island. He also worked at Phillips Academy, Andover, for some time. And he is a graduate of the Moses Brown School, another prep school in Rhode Island, where he grew up, as well as Middlebury College and Columbia University, where he was a Klingenstein Fellow. Mr. Parker has twin sons, Jamie and Taylor, who are probably running around the halls even as we speak. They're in second grade. And again, I'm sure your modeling for them will be close to his heart. Today, then, I want to begin with the symbol of leadership investing. So Ms. Curry, I think, and Ms. Patient, our deans of students and academics, respectively, will place our vest on Mr. Parker. Looks good. The first but not the last of your Randy swag, I'm sure. And now it's a pleasure to introduce Senior Class President Dakota Vistola.
Thank you, Dr. Griffith. Welcome, parents, friends, faculty, and students. Thank you all for joining us today to celebrate one of the greatest traditions here at Ranny, the senior vesting ceremony. For 14 years, I've eagerly awaited this day, each year feeling like a distant dream as I watch my older brother, a part of the class of 2020, and my cousin, a part of the class of 2019, walk these halls with pride. The vest symbolizes that while the end of our Ranny journey is near, a new beginning is just around the corner. Ranny has always been more than a school to me. It's been a second home and a family. I was fortunate enough to attend school with my two older brothers and my cousin, so it's no wonder Ranny feels like family. When they graduated and left for college, I feared that the sense of home I felt here on campus would disappear. I couldn't have been more wrong. I've come to realize that it's the walls of Ranny, the dedicated faculty, and above all, the students who fill these halls that create the warmth, structure, stability, and love that make me proud to call Ranny and its community my family. Some of us were just 3 years old when we first set foot on this campus, with many more joining the Ranny family along the way. Whether you're starting your 15th year here at Ranny or your first, know that you're leaving behind a remarkable legacy as part of this incredible class of students. Class of 2024, as we approach the end of our time at Ranny, I want to express my gratitude to you, not only for the amazing memories we've created, but for the genuine friendships that are truly irreplaceable. As I look out into this audience, I see success radiating from each and every one of you. I see athletes and scholars, future entrepreneurs, maybe even some lawyers and doctors. But above all, I see the potential that resides within each one of you. In our final year at Ranny, I challenge you to nurture your potential, whatever it may be, and push yourselves to fulfill it. We may have the next Broadway star sitting right here in the audience, someone who just needs a little encouragement to take the stage here at Ranny. Or perhaps the next marine biologist who once thought they disliked science but dared to step out of their comfort zone. Each of you has the potential to become your best selves, and that, I believe, is the essence of the Ranny legacy. Because in 10 years, no one will remember us for our GPAs or SAT scores. They will remember us for what we did, not what we didn't do. Congratulations, class of 2024.
All right, I'd like to introduce the junior class president, Anthony Aboud.
Congratulations, class of 2024. You are all seniors approaching the end of your high school career. For all of you, this is your last year as a student in the Randy family. For some of you, it's your first year, and for others, it's your 15th year as a Randy Panther. But all of you are now the role models for the school. Over the course of my many years at Randy, I have seen the class of 2024 accomplish a great many things. Being a multi-talented class, there have been many opportunities to watch you succeed. It is always great to hear about your accomplishments in anything from athletics, music, robotics, to theater, to debate, service, and basically any activity there is. It's even better when one gets the chance to work alongside you, the great students who take pride in everything they do. You are all wonderful students who exemplify knowledge, talent, respect, kindness, determination, and all qualities that make a great Randy student. You've always been a group to look up to, but today you should officially embrace the responsibility of being the leaders on campus. A senior class where everyone from beginners to juniors can admire and look up to. Thank you, and best of luck to the class of 2024. I would now like to introduce Ms. Patient, the advisor of the class of 2023, to vest this year's grade level coordinator, Mr. DiGiovanni.
All right. It's so new. It's like the old one is all, like the elastic works and everything. The class of 2024 is nothing if not resilient. You started high school during a period of great uncertainty, navigating the halls without the usual bustle of kids moving from class to class, switching back and forth between learning on campus and learning at home, adapting to new technologies, and navigating the challenges of online education. More than any class before you, you learned to face school while on camera, at least from the forehead up, and definitely have some stories to tell about the bizarre nature of school when you were on campus. Some of you may have even logged on to an English class dressed like a Teletubby, or eating a steaming pile of pancakes, a bold choice for sure. Regardless, you learned to join this community in spite of the physical distance that sometimes separated us. With the addition of new faces each year, you helped create a community for each other and your peers throughout the school. But it's important to reflect on how your roles in Randy are different once again this year. I've noticed this phenomenon that occurs in high school, or at least it did for me. When I was in 9th grade, it wasn't hard to notice the seniors. I didn't need to share classes or practices or rehearsals with them to know who they were and take notice of them when they walked the halls. I mean, they were giants compared to my puny freshman self. What I learned as I became an upperclassman, though, was that the reverse isn't always true. I mean, I knew the 9th graders I saw at practice or in my peer mentor group or my little brother's friends, but my interactions with that class were mostly limited to watching them goof off in the locker pods and feeling very superior. Anyway, that's something I want you to think about throughout this year. It's easy to forget that you're in a place surrounded by people that know all of you, even if you don't know all of them. They're paying attention to you, and even while you're focused on your classes, your friends, your college visits that you have coming up, the game this weekend, you're the most visible members of this community. You're the captains of the sports teams, the officers of clubs and activities, decorated members of your honor societies. For even the most compact among you, you are giants in this place. To the outside world, you'll be held up as the example of what it means to be a Ranney student, and soon, hopefully, the example of a Ranney graduate. The eyes of this community are on you. The vesting of the senior class is an acknowledgement of the simple idea that through your actions this year, you will have a profound impact on the school. The way you carry yourselves will set an example for those who follow you. But that means that this vesting is also a call to serve as leaders in your own way. Lead by example in the classroom, on the field, on the stage, and in the halls. Create connections between yourselves and the students around you who will be cheering you on in 254 days as you cross the graduation stage. Finally, recognize that your contributions to this community, big or small, will outlast you. Let your legacy be a reminder of the positive impact a class can have on this place. Wear your vest like a manifestation of the resilience you've forged over the last 3 years. Let it act as an armor as you navigate the challenges of senior year. Support and uplift each other, and you will be an example of unity and camaraderie for those who follow you. You have 254 days left to make your mark. Make them count. At this point, I'm going to introduce Anthony back up to read the names so you can all get your vests.
Dakota Vastola, Alex Pursuti, Kevin Mortensen. Karan Patnaik, Harsvi Shah, Jared Gazurski. Scott Huang, Claire Farron, Joseph Shortino. Ethan Abdelmalek, Justin Atnes, Melanie Aduela. Alberto Beltra, Lindsay Berliner, and Mason Bindler. Colin Bradley, Andrew Buck, Joseph Seller. Braden Chavez, JT Cook, and Madison Costanzo. Ryan Costello, Michaela Darcy, Lucas Davis. Joshua Engel, Victoria Fitlin, and Haley Foster. Gabe Garnett, Alexander G, Max Goldenberg. James Hare, Trey Junkin, Sienna Karp. Caitlin Kiley, Jackson Lamb, Marco Lau. Brooke Lebo, Sophia Lennon, Brandon Leray. Alex Liu, Blaze Lukowski, Mateo Martino. Logan Maza, Priscilla Michelle, Livia Mignon. Gabrielle Morale, Haley Natanson, Nikki Odulami. Scott Olinson, Alec Patel, and Arshay Patel. Heaven Pierce, Veronica Polocek, Salvador Principato. John Kian, Caitlin Ranieri, Indy Raya. Mia Rivera Ricketts, Wyatt Rumler, Sienna Schott. Jake Schaefer, Leo Schaefer, and Ria Sakan. Maggie Stewart, Ava Swart, Grayson Testino. Seth Tolchin, Rose Pete Verdi, Blake Weiss. Maeve Weiss, Noah Weiss, and John Welsh. What's up? Jason Waska, Thea Yang, Veronica Zhang, and Zhangzhou.
You have your own speech. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Ted Parker.
Thank you, Mr. DiGiovanni, and hi again, everybody. What a great tradition this is. All these new things I get to experience for my first time this year. It's just wonderful. So at Town Hall this morning, which was my first opportunity to talk with the entire upper school this year, I addressed the purpose of anxiety, an emotion characterized by uncertain thoughts about the future that actually lends us an evolutionary advantage. Referencing Dr. Tracy Dennis Tawari in her book, Future Tense, Why Anxiety is Good for You, Even Though It Feels Bad, I launched us into the year considering how we can harness our anxiety by listening to what it suggests about what might happen, leveraging those suggestions into plans. What do we want to happen? And what should we do to promote that outcome? And then recognizing that the anxiety has served its purpose and letting it go. I urged us, furthermore, to sustain a community that limits needless uncertainty by reassuring one another that we all belong and that we're always going to have each other's backs. So this morning's remarks were focused mostly, like the title of Dr. Dennis Tawari's book, on how we think about the future. We often look toward the future in schools, don't we? Perhaps especially at college preparatory schools like Ranny. Out there in the future, just beyond everything we do, lies college. And for the grade 9 students in the audience today, college seems awfully far off. Your questions about the future have much more to do with high school. But for you seniors, over the course of the next year, college poses the risk of becoming something of a preoccupation. If not for you personally, then probably for some of your family members, and certainly for some of your friends. And that's not to say you shouldn't look forward to college. College for me was everything it's cracked up to be. I engaged passionately with big ideas. I made friends, impressive, interesting friends from all over the world. And I had experiences I never dreamed I could have. I met my wife. And all this, even though I ended up at what I'd thought was my third choice college off their wait list. But this afternoon, I want to shift frames from the future and encourage you seniors to make time this year to think about this year. First, take time to consider how precious this school year is in the story of your life. This is your last year here at Ranny, whether it's your first year or your 15th. Where are my lifers? It's your last among each other as a class of peers and friends. For many of you, it may be your last year living at home. Some of our international students may already have crossed that bridge. But today, at Convocation, just like Mr. DiGiovanni said, you have this whole year left. So savor the present this year. Enjoy one another. Ask the adults in your life what they wish they'd done when they were your age. And avail yourself of the unique level of support you're offered in this little Ranny microcosm that's set up brilliantly to help you succeed. Your entire community is rooting for you. Examine now what your I wish I would haves might be in May, and consider how to make them I'm glad I dids instead. Second, seniors, contemplate your legacy here at Ranney. Some of us just got here to the upper school. What memories, what innovations will you leave behind with us? Consider the ninth graders in our audience. What do you wish you'd had, or what do you wish you'd heard when you were their age? How might you, or how might you help us give that to them? So, congratulations to you, class of 2024. You've arrived at senior year. Now let's get on with it.
That concludes our ceremony. Seniors, if you could please process out, starting with the front row, and cross the street to the upper school building with your vests. We'll do a quick picture. Families and students, if you could please stay seated until the seniors have left the building, we'd appreciate it. We will process out first so you can follow us, okay? Thanks. Thank you, everybody.